What's going on, guys? Mini Call here, coming at you with another video. First and foremost, welcome back to the channel. If you haven't already done so, please press that subscribe button down below. As the video is titled today, we are talking about kind of mini call strategy on what I focused on for Blitz, and then after that, I'll just kind of go through a normal daily playthrough. So currently it is Monday afternoon. So we've got the Orb Assault and the Red Star Rampage going on. Kind of my strategy with a mini call, for me anyway, and especially I think more so for newer players, I think it's a lot more beneficial to go a little bit harder on the Orb Assault than it is for the Red Star Rampage. Now, before everyone kind of, flips their wig over that, essentially kind of the thoughts behind this is, your endgame players are going to go pretty hard on that Red Star Rampage. Red Stars are really important. On Khaleesi and Dracarys, I typically try to do as much as I can for the Red Star Rampage, and basically the strategy that I do for mini call is kind of basically the reverse. And so what I do real fast, I'll just kind of go over that. Normally with Khaleesi and Dracarys, so they're on the endgame side of things, I will do this Red Star Rampage first. Get all the milestones, get up to milestone 14, and then what I do is and I can do that typically within like half a rotation. But the other half of the rotation, I'll go in, I'll do Orb Assault, get to milestone 14, and then any Blitz rotations I do following that will be for the Red Star Rampage only. With Mini Call, it's basically the reverse. So I went in, I did the and because I've got the smaller roster, I did a full rotation. I was able to basically get to milestone 14. Now I'm kind of going in and I'm going to finish out through here, and I'll do that real quick on camera. And the reasoning behind that is when you look at Mini Call's roster, a lot of my characters are not at 7 stars. Actually, I would say I think I only have like one, if not maybe 2 characters at 7 stars currently. So any items or any character shards that I do get from those premium orbs, they do still feel premium for mini call. And while I've got that ability to get those extra premium orbs to help grow the roster, you might as well. Red stars, yes, they are important, but until I've got the bigger roster, I really can't compete that well in this Red Star Rampage. So I will take the free milestone kind of red stars, and I will get, some red star rewards, obviously. But, for the most part, I'm not going to be able to score as high as, say, an endgame player in this milestone. So while I do still have the ability to really benefit from those premium orbs, for me, it makes more sense to go harder on that, the orb or the blue ones, basically, or the purple ones, or whatever color you want to call them. So what I'll do is, I'm going in here and I am using core refreshes just because there's a couple reasons. The biggest one is, or not Iron Man, War Machine is coming back later this afternoon. And, while he is a great character, definitely part of probably the older meta, and I don't really see myself kind of focusing on him too much. But anyway, that's kind of a little side piece. So I don't mind using the Blitz charges because I don't plan on going super hard on War Machine. So I will still have plenty of Blitz charges by the time Bobby Drake comes back on Thursday. As a little side note, I have a crazy abundance of cores. So I have been buying these, a combination for the energy as well as the Blitz charges. So I just wanted to pop that in real fast, and boom. So we'll do that. So currently I only have 3 full teams that can actually, cycle through rotation. The rest of it we'll kind of do as selected, just because my selected squads, I don't have like full teams essentially that are eligible to do the red stars. So I've kind of been doing some like, semi-faux hybrid-esque teams. So what I'll do too, like I said, I am going to get to that final milestone, and once that happens, I will stop with the Red Star Rampage, and then I will go back over to the Premium Orbs, finish out this rotation, and then throughout the day, I'll kind of go in and, I'll play it. I think I should be able to probably squeeze in, let's see, it's about 12 o'clock my time. So I should be able to squeeze in, maybe definitely two more rotations, possibly three, depending on. Actually, no, I'd probably only be able to squeeze in two at this point because of the timing. But anyway, so that's neither here nor there. But so I'm going to go in, I'm going to finish out this rotation, and like I said, this is certainly something you can decide on as an individual player, and I guess kind of what you are placing more emphasis on. While red stars are definitely important, as an early game player, kind of like I said, you don't really have the roster to kind of really compete with the endgame players when they are going, fairly hard on these type of events. So to me, it makes more sense to go a little bit harder on the campaign that I can basically get more benefit from, if that makes sense. So for most endgame players, the premium orbs aren't going to be as important because, a lot of people already have a lot of their rosters at, 7 stars. And if, all of your characters are basically at 7 stars, premium orbs, you don't really get much value from them. They're not very premium, as a lot of people say. But for a newer game player, premium orbs are great because, you don't have the big rosters. So basically any character shards you get from the premium orbs are going to be beneficial to, your roster overall. So that's why I say I try to go a little bit harder on this premium. I didn't really blitz all that hard last night. I only did one rotation. Normally I try to get in a few more rotations, but with it being Valentine's Day and, all that other stuff, just kind of went to the wayside, kind of more important stuff going on. But anyway, so I will finish through this rotation, and then just going to go through some daily playthrough, how the Alliance is doing on this lunar event. I think it's been a very controversial event overall for the community. Our Alliance in particular is doing a lot better than I expected, and certainly I don't think anyone should ever feel pressure to spend power cores. I think that is a very kind of like personal decision, I guess. Whenever you get to the point of, you're talking about spending money in game, I think that really is up to the individual player. So there's, certainly a lot of opinions about this event, and I don't really want to go into that too much. I think those opinions have certainly been made. I certainly have my own. But anyway, so let's just finish up this rotation. We've got a couple more let's save characters to go through, and then we will just kind of go through our daily playthrough. So like I said, boom, that is our rotation. We're at 5 point... That actually doesn't seem right. Yep, we're at 585. I'm hoping to get this to at least 1 mil. Typically, I would say I try to at least get to like this 11 to 25%. So you're basically getting an extra orb. Again, like I said, if you go a lot harder, I think you can do a lot better on this event, but a lot of the times, I'm kind of a little burned out blitz-wise, so I normally don't go all that hard on these orbs. It's just, a personal decision, I guess. Other kind of things going on, so boom, I have been spending just kind of my normal amount of power cores, so typically, spending 200 a day from these refreshes, and then I've also been buying, like I said, that pack for 175, So Mini has been doing pretty good on these well wishes. I've been typically averaging around that like 425 mark. The other thing I've also been buying, and again, I don't think anyone should feel pressure to do so, but what I've also been buying is these raid refreshes. I've been doing the 250s a day, and that's just really because I'm looking to get more resources on Mini. So the more nodes I'm able to do, the better. And I'm just trying to score better for Mini in these events. The better you do in your U7, the better your rewards. So for Mini, because he's got such an abundance of cores, that's not a bad spend for me. So once our current raid ends, when the next one starts, I will go ahead and buy 2 more refreshes and just kind of keep those Ultima 7 energy up. So anyway, so kind of going in, just kind of spending my daily campaign energy. Like I said, I have been, if you've watched any of my other videos, I am planning to take Pimtech into Dark Dimension 3 for this character. So I have been farming their character shards pretty hard. The other reasoning behind that is also, Jubilee is now in the game. And while Mini was not able to unlock Jubilee this first time around, my plan is definitely to unlock her the second time around. So I was just able to take Wasp to 4 stars. She's also 4 red. Was a really nice power boost for her, so just a little bit shy of 8k. So that's certainly awesome. And then the other 2 characters that I am farming currently, and they kind of go into my kind of like daily campaign farming. So I'm not farming them super hard, but they are Loki and Thor. Reasoning behind this is Black Bolt. Originally, I was thinking Black Bolt would be at least a month and a half to 2 months away, and his legendary event got pushed up. So definitely not planning to unlock him this time around, but maybe the second time around, Mini will be able to unlock him. So that's kind of what I'm spending my initial campaign energy on. I do my stature shards for the day, I do my wasp shards for the day, and she is a combination of for the villains campaign as well as just, farming towards a legendary. Then I do Loki. He is kind of my bonus character that I'm farming, so I kind of typically do 2 characters that don't go towards the campaign. And what I mean by that is just, your daily objectives. So my daily objectives, you need to do 3 hero nodes, 3 villain nodes. So that is Wasp and Thor. And then the 2 characters that are kind of bonus that I'm farming are Stature and Loki. Typically try not to farm more than 3 bonus characters. And it just kind of depends on what I'm working on gear-wise. I am more focused right now on gearing up characters, so that's why I am limiting my character farming to only 2 at the moment. Following that, once I've spent that campaign energy, what I'll then go in is I will then finish spending the rest of my energy, and like I said, I am currently been working through the Hero 7 campaign as well as the Doom Chapter 1, and the requirements for both of these, they kind of go almost hand in hand. So for Heroes, it is global characters, which is a pretty wide filter. And then for Doom 1, it is Hero Mutants. So in an effort to kind of compound and not be spreading my resources all over the place, I am just doing Hero Mutants, which all of them happen to have the global tag. So I'm currently working on Beast, Kitty Pryde, X-23, Cyclops, and Colossus. So what I've been doing, I've been working on taking them to level 65. I tested it through the playing, and they were not able to finish the node. So the next step for me to then is to take them to level 70, as well as gear tier 12. So Kitty Pryde is already there. Beast is already there as far as the level 12 part, and I believe Cyclops is level 12, and I think X-23 is as well. So basically what I've been working on is Colossus, and I've kind of gotten to the point where I think I'm going to slow down on Colossus, because I think with Bobby Drake's or Iceman's Blitz coming back on Thursday. I honestly think Bobby Drake will be the better character to work with. So I think I'm going to basically just farm those mutant pieces of gear and essentially not equip them to Colossus and just wait on Bobby Drake. And the reasoning behind this is as I've been playing through Colossus, I just don't have the shards for him to be very tanky, so he's dying pretty early, and I think Bobby Drake, that synergy with Kitty Pryde and Beast will really kind of come through. So I think he would be the better option. So I'm still farming that mutant gear, and I think I'm just going to kind of hold on to it until I am able to unlock Iceman. I'm just, I think that was 8 shards away, so I will definitely get him just from his milestones. And, I will kind of get him built up as soon as I can. And I think he will kind of be my focus to get to gear tier 12. And I think he will really kind of help me through that campaign that I'm in right now. So basically what I'm doing is I'm just kind of saving up some mutant gear. If I find that at gear 12, level 70, they're still not able to kind of go through that campaign, my next kind of options, I should be unlocking Bishop on his next pass through, so I could replace, I think, maybe Cyclops with Bishop, and then basically run an Astonishing X-Men team, rather, plus X-23, and I think that might be able to kind of go on through, so we'll see. But anyway, so I have farmed my campaign energy for the day, or I've gone through and used my energy for the day. I have now built up a little bit of training mats, so I am going to try to bring Beast up just a little bit. With RTA kind of going on, I was able to get Beast to his next star level, which I do have a, 5 red Beast, so the sooner I can get him to 5 gold stars, the better, obviously, and actually getting him to 3 star and 3 red allowed me to complete the first hero, I think it was 7-4. Mind you, I was only able to 1 star it, but I was able to complete it. So definitely making progress in that campaign, which is great. Any progress is progress. Eventually I will probably have to go back in and work on 3-starring those. And the reasoning I am kind of going through this campaign in general is primarily it's a combination of for my symbiotes as well as for my Pimtech. And the reasoning behind it for the symbiotes is that I am currently using my symbiotes in U7.2. They're not able to quite auto yet. And in the interest of my own personal sanity, the sooner I can auto on all 3 accounts, the better. Khaleesi can auto the full thing. Dracarys can auto until I get to the 3rd boss quadrant with the Ronin node, and then I kind of have to play manually. And then Minicall, I can kind of auto the first, I think, quadrant, but then when I get to that first boss quadrant, I do need to start playing manually. So typically on Minicall, I just play manually through the whole thing, and I can actually make it through almost the whole U7.2 raid. But it is a little bit more time consuming having to manually play. So I'm just going in here, I'm opening up my daily orbs. I've already spent, I've already bought kind of my daily stuff, and I typically come in here and I buy things that I know I will need. So characters like Stature, she is currently at gear tier 12, I think. She's actually at gear tier 13. So I know for gear tier 14, she will need 24 of these Tesseracts, and then for gear tier 15, she'll need another 25. So I know I need at least 49 of these. So when stuff like that pops in, I do go ahead and buy it. Same thing with purple gear. Any purple gear that is under 100 that is not a unique, I go ahead and buy. I am currently using these gear credits only towards mutant gear. Like I said, I am currently working towards my global mutants to basically kind of tag team the Doom campaign for the first 3 nodes, as well as Heroes 7.4 through 7.6. Going through Blitz Orbs, I just open up them. Like I said, you kind of get the most bang for your buck opening up these Blitz Orbs versus farming a specific character. Once I start getting more characters kind of maxed out, I might then transition to buying specific characters. But for right now, I don't have a single Blitz character maxed out, so those Blitz Orbs really just give you the most bang for your buck. Raid store, kind of the same thing, just open up those raid orbs. I was at one point opening up raid orbs, but I'm really kind of at a growth phase for Mini, and not so much on character shards, but really kind of more so about building gear. So I've been saving all of my raid credits for more so gear in the store. Occasionally I will buy a Thor shard just because it makes this farming a little bit easier. And like I did say, I am kind of focusing on Black Bolt as a legendary. Other options that I'm focusing on as well is Jubilee and Ebony Maw. So in my arena store, I've been working on Crystal. War store, kind of the same thing. I am saving my war credits either for Ghost Shards up here or any orange gear that I need. I'm not spending any any war credits rather on purple gear. Just kind of a bad buy in my opinion. The Elite store, kind of the same thing. I will scroll through. If I see anything kind of worth buying, I'll buy it. But for the most part, it's kind of very sedentary. There haven't been any 6-star characters that I am kind of at that point where they would be great, or even some of the lower stars. Anyway, so that's kind of that area. Other things kind of going on. So just kind of show off. Like I said, we've been doing really well in this cheerful celebration milestone, and without kind of going into the opinions on it, I've been kind of just spending pretty normally on my main Khaleesi. So I have opened 3 of those lunar orbs, which is kind of about what I expected for the course of the event. And we're only 3 days into the event, so I would say there's probably a good chance I will spend kind of a similar amount over the next 6 days. So, I'm kind of thinking I will get to, roughly just about 11,000 on Khaleesi. Kind of the same thing on Mini Call, and probably the same thing on Dracarys. So we'll see kind of how far we get down. It'd be awesome if we do kind of get to these gear tier 15 items. Just because on Khaleesi and Dracarys, I am currently working towards getting into Dark Dimension 4. So, these item pieces would be awesome. We'll just kind of see how things go. In the first 3 days, we were able to get to 125,000 points. Hypothetically, if we are able to replicate that for the next 6 days, we're looking at easily probably about 375, give or take. So there is kind of a possibility to get down to here. We might make a decision as an alliance if we get to milestone 23. Maybe people go hard and we kind of get this elite, I think it's an elite 5 that's non-minion. So we'll just see. Again, it's kind of one of those no pressure situations. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, we're not kind of worrying about it too much. So yeah, that's kind of, I would say, a little kind of daily playthrough with Mini. Throughout the course of the day, I will kind of go back in and do my remaining U7 nodes, and then I will finish off my Gamma nodes, and that's just kind of where the account is. So hopefully this Blitz Orb strategy works for some of the newer players. Really curious to hear y'all's thoughts on this in the comments down below. Hopefully y'all are finding these videos helpful. If you are, please feel free to like and subscribe for some more Marvel Strike Force content. As always, thank you so much for watching and hope you have a good one.